Hello, I'm Danny at dannygirlart.com. Today's day 12 of Inktober, and we're deconstructing a pattern by Tomas, which if you are part of the Zentangle community, you know the talent that he has and shares with all of us. We're very fortunate to have him. So thank you, Tomas. And the pattern, I'm not sure if he calls it X's or XS, but it is X's. It's spelled XS like this. And it's quite clever. I am new to this pattern. It is the first time that I've used it. I haven't used it on a tile yet. So I love having something new to try, that opportunity. I don't have a lot of space on my bijou, so I'm going to work in think a diagonal. It's going to just be, give me a little, not too much, but a little extra room. So I'm going to start with some dashes that have some spaces in between. And then I'm going to, underneath these, I'm going to have a second row, giving myself enough space in between to be able to add extra lines. So that's my starting. You can keep going on and on. I'm out of room on this. After you have your dashes in, you're going to add a triangle facing in on each section. So I'll do the bottoms as well as the tops. The better lined up they are, will be a little bit easier, but mine are not perfectly lined up. But I have faith that it's going to be fine. So I'm going to ink in all of these little triangles. So I've gone in and I have those little triangles inked in. I'm going to start at my first double set of triangles, and I'm going to be taking off, coming out on to the outer edge of this. So I'm going to come up and aim for the center and make another triangle. Then I'm going to skip a space. This one's going to be left open, and I'm going to go into the next one. So every other one of these will have the little triangle that's pointing out. And I'll do the same thing in the same spots on the other side. So the mirror image. Once I have that in, the remaining opening pieces, like here, I'm going to close off with a horizontal line. And this I'm just pretending would be going off. Maybe here actually would have had another bit of a triangle as far as my spacing goes. And I could do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to leave that open. And then I'm going to make a horizontal aura going behind these pointed triangles that we just added. So on the outer part, I'm going to have an aura, I'm going to halaba behind its horizontal line coming across, as well as on the top. From here, I'm going to draw some vertical lines. So where these points are, I'm going to draw a line down the center and connect these points. And this section in here, I'm going to divide that space in half as well. And since I just ended there, I'll have a line there because there would really be the other half of that. And the inside, I'm going to draw some diamond shapes. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to add diamonds. That one will be a half a diamond. And I'm following, I'm making these lines somewhat parallel with an aura to the lines that are already there. And then these can be inked in. This is such a beautiful planned out border tangle, which is what I'm going to use it for in my journal here, my art journal, my art sketchbook. So if you don't already have a pen that has a narrow point, you might want to switch to it, especially if you don't have a lot of room, might want to move to an O3. I think I'll be, excuse me, an O1. I think I'll be fine with the O3 for this. And now you're going to go in and this outer part here, you're going to aura and the same on the bottom. Isn't that lovely? I'm so excited to go ahead and use it in my piece now. So this is my work that I've been working on. And the other page to the left, I have part of a border in the top left. I think I'm going to use this border going down the side. So it'd be best if I turn my book. So I'm going to do that. So I have my book on the side now. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little awkward feeling, but that's all right. This is lighter section here. So since this is a lighter section, I'm going to start with a darker color. I really would prefer to use this orange versus the red, but I'm not sure how the coloring is going to go down. So I'm going to try it out. If I like it, I'm going to keep working. If I don't, I'm going to switch to the red. So I'll start with the orange Posca paint marker. And I'm going to, since those little points are going to be coming down, I don't want to start my dashed line too close to the bottom. I'm going to want to bring it up just a bit. So I think rather than start with the top row, just because of spacing, how I'm working, I'm going to start about here. And I'm going to draw my dashed lines. And I think this orange is making me happy. That spacing could have been a little bit more even. Again, the method that I'm working in, which is completely untraditional, is going to be a little bit more forgiving than if you are working with the micron on a tile. Which is kind of cool. Okay, so those are my dashed lines, and I'm going to go in and add the triangles. I can see by my spacing already with this big point, I don't think I'm going to be having that aura. I also made my dashes long. I think if I did this again, I would make them shorter. So don't expect everything you do the first time to, just come out just exactly how you want it to. Like I said, this one's new to me, so I'm learning and I'm sharing what I'm learning about it and how I can improve with you guys. Yeah, because the spacing there is very close. We'll see what happens. Again, for me, how I'm working, I could take ink or paint and just go right over this and start again if I wanted to. I don't think that's going to be the case though. All right, so I'm going to take off. I'm going to come up. I'm going to have the triangle. I'm going to skip a space, come up to the next one. I'll come down. I can't see what's going on here, skipping this one. So I started to come to the bottom. This is a skip, so I could see which one, where it would be going at the top. And down. And then these lines are going to go across, horizontal. And then I'm going to add that aura, that horizontal aura. Mine's very wet, so I have to make sure that I'm keeping my hand out of this marker. in and add my vertical lines. And I'm going to switch colors. If you're using a micron, keep going. And I'm going to switch to the red, and I'm going to do the inside diamonds with red. Orange one, I didn't bring the line all the way down. There we go. What is missing here? This feels off. I guess not. It just feels off to me. Because that one, that's why, because that one's behind. And then I would add the aura. I don't know, maybe I can do it. Let's try. All right, so it's just awkward with my hand and the camera, so I'm gonna try to hold it this way. Still have red. I might have some weird things going on, but I can already predict that I have a little bit of a problem over there with the bottom row. I'm sorry, Tomas, you have such a uh, perfect kind of look to yours, and I do have some wonkiness. I embrace the wonky. That one's touching. Yeah, it is what it is. Hmm, I like that. Okay, so from here, once this is dry, I pretty much feel like I'm in a routine now of how I like to use these Neos, and I'm starting dry. So again, I still have my color scheme here, which I haven't really been using this peach too much, but I'm not ready to get rid of it yet. But if this is your first video you're watching with me, these are the Neo Color 2s. They're water soluble, and you can activate them with water and give them a smoother look. Now I'm working on inks here. I have two dark colors right now. I want to go in, for me, I'm going to go in with a little bit of this yellow, and I'm going to add some yellow into these sections. And perhaps a little yellow along here. And then I'm going to go to my white Posca paint marker and do a few highlights. So I'm going to add a little highlight on these little diamonds. And I'm going to have a few little highlights along this border, just randomly skipping along. And so I'm looking, you can't see my whole page, but I like the kind of greeniness of the Neos, and I'm looking at my paint marker and I'm like, wow, that's really kind of smooth looking, and I like the texture. So I'm taking an orange and I'm just adding over this dried Posca a little bit of orange over orange, because you can see it's just giving it a little bit more texture now. So that's the look I would prefer for what I'm doing today. Tomorrow, I might want to do something different. Okay, so there you have it with our beautiful pattern on day 12 of Inktober, and I hope you're going to join me back here tomorrow. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm super excited about getting back onto YouTube, and I would love to share more things with you. All right, guys, I hope you have the best day possible.